Royal families have long been synonymous with wealth, power, and influence. Their fortunes often came not just from titles and privileges but from controlling vast lands, natural resources, trade, and taxation. Some royal dynasties maintained and grew their wealth for centuries, while others lost fortunes due to revolutions, wars, or political upheavals. From Europe to the Middle East and Asia, these dynasties amassed wealth that, in some cases, rivaled entire nations. Here we explore the 10 wealthiest royal families in world history, tracing their fortunes, sources of wealth, and historical impact. 1. The House of Saud, Saudi Arabia. The House of Saud, rulers of Saudi Arabia, is arguably the wealthiest royal family in the modern world, with estimates ranging from $100 to $150 billion. Their wealth is primarily derived from the country's vast oil reserves, discovered in the 1930s, which transformed Saudi Arabia into a global economic powerhouse. Saudi Aramco, the state-owned oil company, accounts for the majority of their fortune. Beyond oil, the family has diversified into real estate, technology, finance, and luxury investments across the globe. With over 15,000 members, wealth is concentrated in the top tier, ensuring central leadership maintains control over strategic resources. The House of Saud wields considerable influence both domestically and internationally, using their wealth to fund cultural, religious, and diplomatic initiatives. They demonstrate how control over natural resources, strategic governance, and modern investments can sustain one of the largest fortunes in history. 2. The House of Windsor, United Kingdom. The British royal family, the House of Windsor, has an estimated net worth of $88 billion when including personal assets and the Crown estate. Their wealth is derived from centuries of land holdings, palaces such as Buckingham Palace and Windsor Castle, estates like Sandringham and Balmoral, and the duchies of Cornwall and Lancaster. The Crown estate, technically owned by the monarch in trust for the nation, generates hundreds of millions annually, further reinforcing their financial standing. The Windsors also hold priceless art, jewelry, and historical artifacts. Beyond material wealth, they wield significant cultural and diplomatic influence worldwide, using charitable foundations and state ceremonies to maintain global recognition. The House of Windsor represents a blend of traditional monarchy with modern financial management, ensuring the family's enduring prosperity and influence. 3. The House of Romanov, Russia. The Romanovs, rulers of Russia from 1613 until 1917, were among the richest royal families ever, with fortunes estimated at over $300 billion in today's terms. Their wealth came from vast land holdings, control over Russia's natural resources, and ownership of priceless art and treasures, including Fabergé eggs and imperial palaces like the Winter Palace. The family controlled millions of acres of farmland, forests, and mineral-rich territories, generating enormous income from agriculture, timber, and mining. Despite their immense wealth, the Romanovs' fortunes were largely confiscated during the Russian Revolution, and many family members were executed or exiled. The dynasty illustrates how even extraordinary wealth cannot always protect a family from political upheaval, yet their cultural and historical legacy continues to capture global attention. 4. The House of Bourbon, France/Spain. The Bourbon dynasty, which ruled France, Spain, and parts of Italy, accumulated immense wealth through land, taxation, and colonial enterprises. In France, the Bourbons controlled palaces like Versailles and drew income from colonies in the Americas, Asia, and Africa, which provided raw materials, trade revenue, and labor. Their wealth was also cultural. They sponsored art, music, architecture, and scientific endeavors, leaving a lasting imprint on European civilization. Even after the French Revolution removed them from power, branches of the family in Spain and Italy retained significant estates, demonstrating the resilience of dynastic wealth. The Bourbons exemplify how royal fortunes were built through political control, economic exploitation, and cultural patronage. 5. The House of Grimaldi, Monaco. The Grimaldi family has ruled Monaco since the 13th century, with an estimated fortune of $7 billion. Their wealth is tied to Monaco's economy, which thrives on tourism, real estate, banking, and casinos. The Monte Carlo Casino, established in the 19th century, became a cornerstone of their financial power, attracting the world's elite. Prince Albert II manages both private holdings and philanthropic initiatives, reinforcing the family's influence. Monaco's property market is among the most expensive globally, much of it owned by the Grimaldis. Despite the principality's small size, the dynasty demonstrates how strategic positioning and branding can maintain wealth and prominence over centuries. 6. The House of Romanov-Holstein-Gottorp, Russia, Germany. An offshoot of the Romanovs, the Romanov-Holstein-Gottorp branch played a significant role in European royal networks, intermarrying with German and Scandinavian dynasties. While not as wealthy as the main Romanov line, this branch controlled estates, palaces, and military positions that contributed to substantial wealth and influence. Their prominence in European affairs reinforced alliances and economic networks, showing that dynastic power often extended beyond a single country. 7. The House of Habsburg, Austria-Spain. The Habsburg dynasty, which ruled Austria, Spain, and the Holy Roman Empire, was one of Europe's most powerful and wealthy families. Their fortune derived from land, taxation, and control over vast territories across Europe and the Americas. They also benefited from trade, precious metals from colonies, and agricultural production on their estates. Palaces like Schönbrunn and the Hofburg in Vienna symbolize Habsburg wealth and taste. The dynasty's power extended into cultural patronage, sponsoring the arts, architecture, and music. At its peak, the Habsburg fortune represented one of the largest and most diversified concentrations of wealth in Europe. 8. The House of Orange-Nassau, Netherlands. The House of Orange-Nassau, the royal family of the Netherlands, accumulated wealth through land holdings, investments in trade, and strategic political alliances. They played a central role in the Dutch Golden Age, a period of immense economic and cultural growth, during which their influence extended across Europe and the colonies. The family still owns extensive estates, manages trusts, and maintains investments that generate significant annual income. Their wealth has been a tool for maintaining influence both domestically and internationally, allowing them to remain central figures in Dutch society for centuries. 9. The House of Windsor, earlier British royal lineages. Before the current House of Windsor was established in 1917, previous British royal dynasties including the Tudors and Stuarts accumulated substantial wealth through conquest, colonization, taxation, and land ownership. Their wealth facilitated the creation of iconic palaces, funded military campaigns, and established global trade networks that laid the groundwork for the British Empire. While much of this fortune evolved into crown estate holdings today, these earlier dynasties set the foundation for the Windsor's present wealth, demonstrating the cumulative power of royal economic strategy over centuries. 10. The House of Pahlavi, Iran. The Pahlavi dynasty, which ruled Iran from 1925 to 1979, accumulated significant wealth through control of the country's oil industry, land, and strategic investments. Mohammad Reza Shah Pahlavi, the last Shah, used the country's oil revenues to build infrastructure, modernize cities, and maintain an opulent lifestyle. While the 1979 Iranian Revolution stripped the family of most assets, the Pahlavis retained some wealth through international investments and properties abroad. Their story exemplifies how modern resource-based economies allowed royal families to amass fortunes comparable to centuries-old dynasties, though such wealth remained vulnerable to political instability. From the oil-rich deserts of Saudi Arabia to the palaces of Europe, these 10 royal families illustrate the enduring link between wealth and power throughout history. Some, like the House of Saud and the House of Windsor, continue to thrive in modern global economies, while others, such as the Romanovs and Pahlavis, serve as reminders that political upheaval can erase even the most immense fortunes. Wealth allowed these dynasties not only to enjoy opulence but also to shape politics, culture, and society. They funded art, architecture, trade, exploration, and philanthropy, leaving legacies that outlasted their reigns. Across centuries and continents, royal families have shown that while the sources of wealth may change, oil, land, taxation, or trade, the impact of concentrated resources in shaping history remains profound. These dynasties, whether still in power or remembered in history, continue to captivate the imagination, representing both the allure of luxury and the responsibilities of influence.